I knew it was over. The second I saw that video of my daughter online, and the caption underneath it made my stomach drop. It was Christmas afternoon. My daughter, I'll call her Lily, was standing by the table, carefully placing forks and smoothing out napkins like it actually mattered. To her, it did. She'd spent the whole week helping me get ready. She helped mash potatoes, stirred dough for the rolls, checked the roast every 10 minutes like she was in charge of it. She even picked out her favorite red sweater with the tiny white buttons she calls fancy. She was proud. And my sister, I'll call her Megan, decided that was something to laugh at. She stood there filming Lily like it was entertainment. I didn't think much of it at first. Megan films everything, always has. But then I heard her laugh, quiet at first, then louder, and she leaned over to my dad, whispered something, and handed him the phone. They both laughed. That's when something in me tightened. I walked over and held my hand out. Megan hesitated, like she didn't want to give it to me. I didn't ask again. I just took the phone. It was already posted. A video of Lily, quietly setting the table, focused, careful. And the caption said, "Look at this loser's kid, already trained like a servant." It already had likes. I didn't even feel anger at first, just this cold, hollow shock. I told Megan to delete it. She smirked. That was it. I grabbed her by the hair and dragged her into the hallway. I didn't think about it. I didn't plan it. It wasn't even about losing control. It felt like my body reacted before my brain could catch up. Years of staying quiet, years of swallowing her comments, all came up at once. She started yelling, calling me crazy. I didn't care. I stood there, right in front of her, until she deleted the video. I watched her do it. No one came after us, no one stepped in. Not my mom, not my dad. I walked back into the room, looked at Lily, and told her we were leaving. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. She just nodded. We grabbed our coats and walked out. No one stopped us. No one said goodbye. The drive home was quiet. When we got inside, I made hot chocolate like nothing had happened. Lily curled up on the couch and told me she liked it better when it was just us anyway. That broke something in me. Later that night, after she fell asleep, I sat at the kitchen table and cried into my hands. Not just because of that day, because I had let it happen for years. I kept thinking, how many times had she seen things like this and just stayed quiet? That night, something changed. The next morning, my phone buzzed. It was Megan. "Hey, why can't I take out the $1,200 from your account?" I stared at the message. Then I laughed. Not the kind of laugh you fake. A real one. The kind that comes out when something finally clicks. I had given her access years ago. Small things at first. She'd borrow money, stay over for a few days that turned into weeks, use my streaming accounts, ask for rides even though she had a car. It was always something, and I always said yes. After my husband passed, I think I just didn't want to be alone, even if the company I kept wasn't good for me. But this time, I was done. I called her and told her I didn't want her in my life anymore. She thought I was joking. By 9 a.m., she'd sent 5 messages, all saying the same thing in different ways. That something must be wrong with my bank, that she couldn't access the money. She sent a voice message, then another, then called. By noon, I picked up. She started like nothing happened, like we were working together to solve a problem. I told her I removed her access. She laughed, that fake, controlled laugh she uses when she's trying not to snap. "You're seriously doing this over a Facebook post?" I didn't answer. I just let the silence sit there. She said she was willing to move past it, that she'd let it go if I apologized for putting my hands on her and transferred the money like usual. I told her no, told her to start figuring out how to live without me covering for her. She went quiet for a second. Then she went straight for it. Said I was unstable, that this was about my dead husband, that I was isolating myself, turning bitter, that Lily wouldn't even remember the table incident in a week. Then she said I was the one creating trauma by making it into a big deal. I hung up. The messages didn't stop. Guilt, manipulation, then subtle threats. She said she'd talk to our parents, like this was something they'd rule on. I put my phone on silent and spent the evening baking cookies with Lily. We played music, danced around the kitchen. For a few hours, it felt normal. The next morning at 8:20, someone knocked on the door. I opened it. Megan stood there, full makeup, hair done, like she was about to walk into a meeting. She didn't wait to be invited in. "We need to talk." She walked straight into my kitchen like it was still hers. Started talking fast. Said I was overreacting. Said the post was just a joke. That our parents agreed I took it too far. Then she paused, smiled softly, and said, "But I'm here to forgive you." I stared at her. "Forgive me." She sat down, opened her phone, and casually said, "So if we can fix the $1,200 situation, I'll consider this done." I said one word, "No." She blinked, like she didn't understand. Then she leaned forward. "Are you doing this to prove you're not a loser, that your kid isn't a loser?" I slapped her, not out of anger, out of something deeper, something final. I opened the front door and pointed outside. She left without saying anything. That evening, Lily asked if her aunt was mad. I told her we had new rules now. Rule number 1, we don't let people treat us like that anymore. She nodded and went back to coloring. The next morning, my parents called. They didn't ask what happened. They said we needed to find a compromise. I already knew what that meant. When I got there, Megan was already on the couch, legs tucked under her, sipping coffee like she was at a spa. My mom smiled nervously. My dad nodded like this was some kind of formal meeting. Lily sat quietly in the corner with her markers. Megan didn't apologize. She said she was sorry the post came across wrong, that I was in a sensitive place, that if she knew I'd go off the rails, she wouldn't have posted it. Then she said Lily didn't even notice, that I was the one making it into something. I asked her how she'd feel if someone posted her kid online and called them a servant. She rolled her eyes. It was a joke. Then my mom stepped in, said Megan was struggling, that she was behind on rent, that maybe she felt threatened because I'd been helping more lately. I asked what that had to do with my daughter being humiliated. No one answered. Megan started listing everything: bills, rent, her ex not paying support. The same story I'd heard for years. Then she asked what really changed. Was I trying to prove something? That's when I understood. She wasn't upset about what happened. She was upset I cut her off. I told her I wasn't paying her rent anymore, ever again. She laughed, said I was throwing away family over a joke. I stood up, told Lily to grab her things. As we walked out, Megan said, "You really think you're better than me, don't you?" I didn't answer. That was the last time I went there. 2 weeks later, I got a message from one of her old neighbors. Said she was moving out, selling things, throwing stuff away. That night I drove past her place. Her son was sitting outside eating cereal from a big mixing bowl, watching something on a cracked tablet. The house looked empty. Not packed, empty. I kept driving. The next day my mom called, said Megan was moving into a smaller apartment, that they'd help her with rent now. Then she asked, "Are you happy now?" I said no, I just felt done. A few days later, I got alerts from my bank. Failed login attempts, password reset requests. I didn't need confirmation. I knew it was her. I changed everything. Then she posted a fundraiser online. No apology, just a story about hard times. Lily saw it. "Is that the aunt who called me a servant?" I asked if she remembered. She said, "I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to cry again." That hit harder than anything. She saw everything. That night I watched an old video of my husband with her, teaching her how to cook. She spilled batter everywhere and looked like she'd messed up. He just laughed, told her she was doing great. That's what I wanted for her. Not this. Weeks later, I heard Megan was telling people I attacked her, that she was scared of me. I didn't respond. Then my mom invited us to dinner again, said it was time to fix things. I went. Not to fix anything, just to see the truth one last time. At dinner, Megan gave a fake apology, said she was sorry I felt hurt. Then she asked for money again. I said no. She called me selfish, said I was hurting her kids. Then she said it again, called my daughter a loser. Before I could speak, Lily stood up, quietly grabbed her coat and walked out. That was it. I told them I was done, and I meant it. It's been about 7 months now. No calls, no messages, not even on Lily's birthday. Megan moved again. My parents pay her bills now, and honestly, I don't miss them. Lily is doing better than ever. She cooks, laughs. We spend time together without tension. Last week, she made dinner by herself, set the table perfectly. After we ate, she looked at me and said, "It's kind of nice when it's just us." She's right. I used to think family meant enduring everything. Now I know better. Family means safety, and when people show you who they are again and again, you stop letting them back in.